6'6" ISO builds, 6'7" ISO builds, and 6'8" ISO builds. I spent hours at community day playing the game early, working on DEMIGOD ISO builds. If you're into tall builds to get contact dunks, limitless range, can unlock every dribble move, and play elite defense, then you've come to the right place. Subscribe if you haven't already. I'm on the road 800K, and turn on post notifications so you don't miss a stream or upload. If you want the best builds, jump shots, dribble moves, or you just want to watch entertaining gameplay, then stay tuned. And follow me on Twitch, twitch.tv/solo_. I'll be daily streaming the 2K25 grind, and I'm probably live right now. Click the link in the description. Without further ado, let's jump into the builds. Now for the first ISO build that I'm going to show you guys, this will be a 6'8" ISO build, and I'm going to go with shooting guard for the position. I don't know how much that really matters. And for the weight, we're going to go 235. Now I want to say this ISO build here, I've seen a few 6'8s on YouTube. I've seen a few 6'8s that have been created by other YouTubers, but this one right here is unique, and I think you guys are really gonna like it. Now for the wingspan, we're gonna go the highest we can go that still gives us limitless range, which is a 7-foot wingspan, because we need an 83 3-point shot. Now the first thing that we are gonna do when we get into this builder is we're going to upgrade our driving dunk. This is what really makes this build unique, because a lot of people stop at an 87 or an 89 driving dunk, but we're going all the way up to a 96 to get every single contact dunk in the game. Pro contact dunks, elite contact dunks, we're going to have everything, and Hall of Fame posterizer, as you guys can see, with the 96 driving dunk, 95 vertical. That's going to be crazy. Dunks should be really good this year. Next up, we're going to max out our three-pointer. Again, we're going to be getting limitless range on this build at a 6'8". You know, with the 96 driving dunk, this is going to be extremely glitchy. Bronze limitless, bronze deadeye, and silver set shot specialist. Next up, our ball handle. We're going to max this out at an 86, which gives us every silver dribbling badge, ankle assassin, handles for days, and unpluckable, except for a strong handle. I think that has to do with strength, so we'll talk about that in a second. But we're also going to get pretty much every dribble move in the game for these tall builds. Then we're going to go to a 75 speed of ball to get that silver lightning launch. There's no point of maxing it out and wasting attributes, because I'm a guy that focuses a lot on the badges and unlocking, you know, the most amount of badges that we can. So we're gonna go to a 92 perimeter defense, get that gold challenger. We're also gonna get our on-ball menace and pick dodger up in a second once we increase our agility. But 92 perimeter defense, this is gonna be crazy. This is gonna be huge. We're gonna get great contests, a lot of smothered. 79 steal. Now this is going to give us silver glove, silver interceptor. Last year I think you needed an 85 to get silver gloves, so 79 looks low, but for the badges we're getting, it's like a little like budget pick, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're gonna be able to get steals with the 79 because the badges are pretty good. Next up, 74 block, 60 interior to get that bronze paint patroller. That is a badge that only 6'6" and up builds can get, and it's gonna be a good one. We're gonna get our agility maxed out at an 80, which gives us gold on-ball menace and gold pick dodger. As you guys can see, and agility is gonna be really good because this is your lateral quickness on defense, so it's really gonna help you out on defense. We're also gonna get a 75 speed, and then I'm gonna go to my standing dunks and get a 72, which will give us that bronze rise up, which is going to be a crucial badge when it comes to standing dunks. Trust me, it's been crazy the last few years. It's a badge that you definitely want on at least bronze. And we're also going to get some standing dunk packages. I also upped my free throw, I believe, by 4, and my offensive rebound. So this is the final build. Subscribe if you guys skip to this part of the video, because I know that's what people do. But look at this thing. We get every contact dunk in the game with Hall of Fame posterizer, limitless range on bronze with that 83 3-pointer, pretty much every dribble move of the game for 6'8" builds, 92 perimeter defense, and silver steal badges. Like, this thing is crazy. And then for the takeovers, we have above the rim, driver, slice, 3-and-D, spot up shooter, mirror, and Dr. Duncanstein, which by the way is a crazy name. My favorite one that I will probably be using is going to be 3-and-D. Look at it. At level 5, you get +7 to 3-pointer, +7 in perimeter defense, and +7 to agility. So we'd have a 99 perimeter defense at that level 5. That is pretty crazy. We have shades of Eddie Jones, Herb Jones, and DeJounte Murray. But what's the build called? A two-way inside out slasher. I kind of like that name. I don't know about y'all. I kind of like that name, even though it is kind of basic. We do have the slasher name in there, which I feel like is kind of rare. A lot of the builds that I've been seeing have just said like crater at the end, or just, you know what I'm saying? I feel like slasher is a little rare, and I haven't seen too many people go with that 96 driving dunk. So that's definitely why we got that part of the name in our build name or whatever. But next up, I want to show you guys a version of this build That is very good. It's another option, but I don't know. I probably would go with the first version. I'd probably go with the Elite Contact Dunks one. But as you guys can see, I'm trying to finesse. I'm trying to take off like free throw, pass accuracy, you know, offensive rebound, whatever. Trying to lower it so I can, you know, free up some attributes. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my driving dunk down to an 89. Also my vertical, we're bringing that down. So we're not going to get as crazy dunks on this version. But what we're going to do is we're going to max out our midi all the way up to, I believe, a 91, which you'll see my finesse in a second. But look at the badges: silver Deadeye, gold set shot specialist, and gold shifty shooter. Now you're gonna see my little finesse here. I do it really quickly, so I don't know what type of timing I was on at community day, but look at this: down at 1 on the wingspan, so we're down 1 inch to 6'11", and we get that 92 midi to get us gold Deadeye. Of course, we still have bronze limitless range, and that is the second version of this build. So it's less dunk but more midi. So this will not only give us some more badges for shooting, but it'll also give us more jump shot bases, because as you guys know, it goes off midi and 3-point, not only 3-point. So if there's a glitchy jump shot base, let's say an 87 midi or 3-pointer, we're getting that now with that 92 midi. So this is the better shooting version, but it still gets contact dunks. It still gets both of the pro contact dunks. It just doesn't have the elite ones with the Hall of Fame post rise. You guys can see all the takeovers. We actually get more on the second version. I don't know really why. I guess it's more balanced. We have midi, but the one that I'm probably going to use is a midi maestro. I've been talking about this takeover a lot. You get plus 15 to your midi at level 5 and silky shooter takeover ability. So I feel like that one is just going to be insane. I feel like midis are going to be really good, especially to start the year. We get shades of Eddie Jones, Zach LaVine, and DeJounte Murray, and the build is called a 2-way 3-level shot creator. So it's a build name that kind of has it all. If you're a guy that cares about build names, this one is kind of cool. Subscribe if you guys are still watching, but we are not done. I still got 2 crazy builds to show you, and here's a little my court gameplay of me testing out that midi and just kind of shooting around. But without further ado, let's jump into my 6'7" ISO build. Okay, so I'll tell you guys which one I like the most at the end, or maybe when I'm done making this build. But another point of making these builds is just to show you guys, like, comparing them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know you guys want to see, okay, what does a 6'8" look like? What does a 6'7" look like? What does a 6'6" look like? Which we'll get to in a second. I want you guys to see everything. So we're going to go 6'7", 222 on the weight, 6'7" on the wingspan, which is very low. I don't like to do this, but for this build in particular, we're going to get silver limitless range. So there's going to be a 6'7" ISO build that can shoot like crazy. Silver Deadeye, silver limitless range, gold set shot specialist, and with an 89 3-pointer, we're going to get pretty much, I assume, like every base in the game for tall builds. So I really like that a lot. But if you do only want bronze limitless, then go ahead, up that wingspan and just get that 83 3-pointer, because that could be valid as well. But with an 89, I mean, we're going to be shooting so crazy. Next up, we're going to go to our ball handle, and we're going to put this up to a 90, I believe, and get silver ankle assassin, gold handles for days, and silver unpluckable. Now with these tall builds, you can go to 92. That'll give you gold unpluckable on your ball handle. But for the dribble moves, you're going to get, like, I believe all of them. I'm pretty sure you get every dribble move at a 90. So you don't need to overkill it unless you do want that gold unpluckable. We are going to get the 75 speed of ball for lightning launch. Then we're going to go on to our defense, and we're going to go to a 92 perimeter defense. I've been doing this on like all my builds. I don't know, just the way I've been making them, just the way I've been liking them, is going more on the perimeter defense and then just stopping it like a 79 steal on a lot of these builds, because you do get the silver steel badges. You can see silver glove and silver interceptor. Now I do think on this build I go with an 80 steel, which one might unlock more takeovers, because I know some of the takeovers unlock at an 80 of each attribute, but also I just didn't know where else to put the final attribute when I was done with the build. So 80 steel on this one. Then we're gonna do a 74 block, 60 interior for that bronze paint patroller. I think that's gonna be a solid badge. I think it's gonna kind of be like Anchor from years past, if you guys remember that. Then with the speed, we're gonna go up to a 78, and with the agility, we're gonna go to an 80. I tend to go higher on the agility than my speed, but I know a lot of people do the opposite. And you guys can see we got gold pick dodger and gold on ball menace at that 80 agility. With that 92 perimeter, like, I really like the defensive badge setup that I get with, you know, my upgrades. I've seen a lot of people do like 85 perimeter with a 91 steel. You could do that as well, but I don't know, I like what I'm seeing. Next up, with the finishing, you saw I upgraded vertical. Then we're gonna go to our finishing. and we're gonna put this up to an 87, which I will later on put this up to an 89. Again, this was recorded at community day, so I can't really go in and make a flawless build video. Like you see, there it is. Okay, now we have our 89 driving dunk, and that is going to give us all the pro contact dunks. And you also see we went to a 40 standing dunk to unlock those basic standing dunk packages. That will be huge. So this build gets contact dunks, silver limitless range, every drill move in the game for tall builds, and a 92 perimeter, getting gold defensive badges. This build is looking pretty crazy. We get 8 takeovers above the rim, fluid shooter, slice, spot up shooter, 3-and-D sniper, mirror, and driver. And the two that I like the most is either sniper. So if you're feeling like you want to be more offensive, get that plus 10 3-pointer at level 5. We'll have a 99 3-pointer with the deep bomber takeover ability. That one should be really good. And then mirror, if you want like defensive take, you get the vice takeover ability, and at level 5 you get plus 15 to your perimeter defense. Now we get shades of Jalen Suggs, Ron Harper, and LaMelo Ball. But what is the build called? You have built a 2-way 3-level shot creator. I feel like this might be a kind of a common name for like those like well-rounded builds, like the all-around type builds, like that's 6'5", 6'6", 6. Like I don't know. I feel like we're gonna see that a lot. Now I jumped into the my court and look at the shot that I hit out of the gate with this build. Now I don't know if it's a sign, but this is a crazy start. First shot, you literally saw me walk into the my court, and then look at the second shot I'm hitting. Look at this one. This is like a little backfill. Yo, I'm going too crazy with this build to start off. And again, in the my court, if you haven't heard, we only were able to use default SIGs at community day, default jumpers, all that. So some of this is going to look pretty weird, but I did want to test things out and just, you know, I don't know, test out my midi, test out my jumpers, test out, you know, there's a scooper layup right there. Now, what I have to say, the 6'7" is an option, especially if you want to shoot better, because my 6'8s, they didn't have, you know, that level wingspan, and they didn't get the limitless range that my 6'7" got with that silver limitless range 89 3-ball. But if I had to pick so far, I think that first build I showed with the 97 driving dunk, getting the elite contacts, is going to be insane. I think that's probably my favorite one so far. I don't know how I feel about 6'7s. I mean, they're good. You saw the build. It looks pretty good. But I think as far as the ISO builds go, I think that the 6'8s are looking better. Even the second version I showed with the higher midi, I still might go with that one over the 6'7 that I just showed. But I do have one more build for you guys, and that is going to be a 6'6" ISO build. Everyone's been asking me, Solo, are 6'6" still overpowered? We know in 2K24 they were the best all-around build, hands down they were. So it's time to find out. Now for position, I'm going with point guard. For the height, of course, we're going 6'6". I already said that. For the weight, we're going 195, and for the wingspan, we're going 6'10". All of this was done very strategically. You will see why in a second. But to start off, we're gonna get all the pro contact dunks and silver posterizer with that 89 driving dunk and that 78 vertical. I recommend you guys either do 89 driving dunk or you go all the way up to 96 to get the elite contact dunks. I wouldn't really recommend going anywhere in the middle. That's just my opinion. Then, as you guys can see, we're gonna get silver limitless range. That is why we did that exact wingspan, so that we can line it up and get, you know, the perfect amount of 3-point attributes and not have to, you know, have any left over, not go to a 93 pointer. Again, I'm lining everything up perfectly with the badges. We're gonna get a 92 ball handle to get that gold handles for days and gold unpluckable along with silver ankle assassin. I think at 93 ball handle, you can have gold ankle assassin, but that's not a badge that I'm worrying too much about. Then we're gonna get a 86 speed with ball to get that gold lightning launch. That's gonna be like first or quick first step, bro. I can't speak right now. And then we're going to go down to our speed, 85 speed, and our agility is going to go to an 80, which will give us gold on ball menace, as you guys will see in a second. Then we're going to go ahead and get our steel up to a 79. Again, silver steel badges. Right here, I'm just showing like where you get bronze and stuff. You guys can see as the badges go up. Silver glove, silver interceptor at both the 79 steel. I really like that a lot. Then with the perimeter defense, I tend to go higher, as you guys have seen, and you're going to see I get stuck at an 88. I definitely want to go up to a 92, so I'm gonna have to try and figure out, you know, what to do here and how to finesse it. And we're gonna, you know, lower our driving dunk down. We're still gonna get pro contact dunks at an 87. You just don't get both of them, you only get one of them. And then you see me trying to finesse, trying to think, okay, how can I get this 92? There we go, I got it. But my ball handle dropped as well. So in a second, I will show you the final build, because I definitely go in and do some more tweaking to this build. But look at the badges here. With that 92 perimeter, we get gold challenger, gold on ball menace, and gold pick dodger. But We might have to sacrifice that perimeter just for a few things in a second, just to make this build more well-rounded, but I will also be able to get some block. But again, I got stopped short trying to get that 74 block, so I took off for my speed to get the 74 block and the 60 interior for that bronze paint patroller. Now, here is the final build right here. So unfortunately, I did drop the perimeter defense down to 185. That is one thing that you will notice, but we got a 92 ball in us. So we're gonna get golden pluckable every dribble move in the game for 6'6s, and my driver dunk is at an 87. So we will get pro contact dunks. We won't get both of them. And this build gets silver limitless. So this build's pretty good. I would say that 6'6s are nerfed from 2K24. They are not as good. And again, if I had to pick one, I think I'm picking the 6'8 with the 96 driver dunk that I showed you guys earlier. If we're talking about ISO builds, and I know some people are going to say something about the pass accuracy, that is one thing you could tweak it for sure and get some more pass accuracy. For me, with these type of builds, I'm probably going to play more one squirt with them. So that's just me. That's just how I create them. And it says you have built a 2-way 3-level shot creator. By the time you guys are seeing this, the game might already be out, but when I'm recording this, it comes out in 2 days. Again, subscribe, because I'm going to be uploading like 3 times a day or something, streaming crazy hours. And I might be live right now on Twitch, twitch.tv/solo_. So go ahead, drop a file, link in the description. I'm probably breaking down some more builds or looking at some other gameplay. But as soon as September 4th hits, just know the grind is beginning. I'll be one of the first Legend 5s, and I'll be one of the best guards on the game. So tap in with the Twitch, solo_on Twitch, and click the video popping up on your screen right here.